Good morning. My name is Chris Yelland. I'm the Managing Director and Investigative Editor at EE Publishers. Well, to talk about some of the trends in the electricity and the energy sector that I'd like to see in the coming years. Firstly, I'd like to see Eskom move away from its current overdependence on coal as its primary energy source. Most of South Africa's electricity comes from coal at the moment. This places South Africa at risk going ahead. So I'd like to see this diversification take place, including nuclear, hydro, solar, wind, gas, and all forms of energy form part of the solution to South Africa's needs. Not one of these is the solution, but all of them are part of the solution. Secondly, I'd like to see the country move away from its current overdependence on Eskom as a monopoly electricity generator in South Africa. Again, this places the country at significant risk because of the problems that Eskom is currently facing. So I'd like to see, firstly, Eskom gain other shareholders. This could be done either by listing on the stock exchange or taking on equity partners, which could provide valuable finance, skills and know-how moving forward into a modern energy era. On the other hand, I'd also like to see the introduction of independent power producers into the South African energy market. Eskom has already indicated that it cannot go it alone. It needs independent power producers, and they would form part of the solution of reducing our overdependence on Eskom. If you would ask me, what are we likely to see as trends in these things that I've mentioned, I think movement is likely to be very slow, much slower than I perhaps would like to see it. I see a continuing indecision on the part of government to make these difficult decisions, especially in the area of introducing new shareholders into the current monopoly environment. There seems to be a commitment by government to certain ideological positions which make the entry of private capital and private know-how in the energy sector a reality. But in the end, I think that this will happen, but much more slowly than we would perhaps like it to happen. And as a result, I think we're going to see the electricity problems in South Africa continue. We are seeing the government looking closely at the nuclear option, and this is certainly one of the options that I think should be pursued, but perhaps not as aggressively as placing one large mega project with one single vendor country. I think we need to keep our options open so that we don't become heavily committed to one or other vendor and one or other technology. And we need to be able to move forward in South Africa in a flexible way and not have our hands tied for the next 100 years to one vendor country. As far as Eskom's management is concerned, there's been a lot of turbulence at the top of Eskom. A lot of key executives right at the top leaving, and this has caused a lot of uncertainty within Eskom, a loss of confidence in its ability to move forward in a confident and positive manner. I'm hoping that the new CEO that's been appointed will stabilize the situation. He has appointed new executives into key positions, converting some acting positions into permanent positions, and I think this is a positive sign, and I certainly hope that the new executive team is here to stay and put things right in the longer term. I do think we're going to be seeing load shedding in the years ahead. Eskom have indicated that they'll need a miracle in order to avoid load shedding, and I think we're going to have to get used to load shedding in order to enable Eskom to switch off its generators and do the necessary maintenance by the book to bring the performance of the current generation fleet to where it should be. Unless Eskom is given enough space to switch off its generators and do this maintenance, we're going to be trapped in a situation where our fleet has got a declining performance as a result of deferred maintenance over many, many years. The new build has always been one of the primary reasons for the problems that we have right now. MEDUPI and Kusile Power Station are running 10 years late. Firstly, there was a 5-year delay as a result of government indecision in deciding to proceed with these projects. And since then, there's been another 5-year delay in the execution of these projects by Eskom. As a result, we have all the problems that we currently see. In other words, load shedding when there's wet weather, when there's hot weather, when there's cold weather, when diesel runs out, when water runs out. These are not the primary causes of the problem. The primary causes are that MEDUPI and COSIDI are running 10 years late. I'm hoping that we will eventually catch up, but this is not something that's going to happen tomorrow. MEDUPI and COSIDI are only scheduled to come on stream fully in 2019 and 2018. So I think in the interim, we can expect a long haul with regular load shedding.